attack zone drops to the outside really easily in order to get some easy yards. Now, this is the first time checking out our channel. Please consider hitting that subscribe button. Also hit that bell notification to make sure that you never miss any of our uploads. So I get this question a lot. A lot of times people are either playing Mabel coverage, which basically means a hard flat underneath a curl flat, to where they're trying to cover the underneath and over the top, the high-low reads to the outside. And, just in general, people have struggles where they're trying to attack their 20, 25-yard curl flats. Maybe they need to get, 15, 20 yards, and they just don't have any answers to it. So I'm going to kind of show you a concept. This is something that I'm going to show you at the Pittsburgh Steelers playbook, but this is concept-based. We've done a lot of different game plans over the last month in that Pittsburgh Steelers. I think it's a great playbook. So if you guys like this, couple plays here, make sure you check that out on our website. Everything's for $9.95. You get all of ours. We just dropped Bogues' Carolina O last week, and it's definitely something that can work in that as well. So let me show you what the concept is. And what I'm going to do is just call, I'll go ahead and show you. I got coaching adjustments to 20 yards, okay? 20 curl flats. I got hard flats at 5 just to kind of give a high-low there. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to call nickel normal cover 3 sky, right? Something simple. Look at tight curl. Now, tight curl has something unique about this that I want to make sure I point out, and it's the corner route that is to the most outside receiver in a compressed set, okay? If you look at bench is from the inside player. If you look at the play flood drive, it's on the inside player. The inside player won't work. It needs to be the far outside player, okay? So I'm going to show you different formations that we could do different things with, okay? Tight curl. Now, what you're going to see is that guy is going to be on the outside, and he's going to break. You want this to be on the short side of the field, so you want to make sure that your the running backs to the wide, the 2 wide receivers are to the short, okay? All you've got to do is put Y on a vertical, and you need to have a second vertical to the inside of those players. So you can motion over the tight end, you can motion over the running back. If you were to motion over the B receiver, he would go to the outside of the X, and it would not work. So when I say vertical, it just needs to be 10 yards. So if you had Hot Route Master, you can definitely put the Y on like a post. You could put the A on a post. You can put them on a curl. It doesn't matter. It just needs to go, past that 5 to 10 yard mark, okay? And what you're going to see here is that the X receiver is going to get open on the left-hand side really easily. It's because the curl flat won't go to the outside until he has a threat, and he basically does not react to the cut. Although curl flats are supposed to go to the outside, like out to here, right, with where my cursor's going, he stays inside when he sees 3 vertical routes. See, there's no reason for him to go outside right now. He sees 3 vertical, 3 vertical. He still, see how he stays on the numbers? As soon as he breaks, it's like, oh no, I got to get over there. But he does a slide step. It's not like he sprints. And that slide step is going to be something that we're going to take advantage pretty easily and get that catch on the sidelines, okay? Now, this is concept-based. I want to make sure you understand that, okay? Now, what I want to do here is I want to show you that if I go ahead and go flood drive, flood has the Y receiver, right? And I'm going to do is I'm going to move this guy over, do the same thing here, put the same guys on streaks. So you got 2 streaks and a corner, but the corner's coming from the middle receiver. You're going to see that he's going to react to it a lot better, okay? It's not like I can't throw it in, but when you're playing a player that's, got 90...
I cannot say nothing about how that man is raising his child.
Talk about comedy beats for us, man, and gatekeepers. I know you've talked about comedy beats before, man. Why are there so many beefs in the game, and gatekeepers out there?
Because these man.
Name it.
What's up? You know what's up, man, because y'all can't really watch them. And the niggas what's up, I'll never be on tour with them. You won't be on tour because they don't want me to go perform. And my name ain't big enough to go out though, because them niggas make sure they put that shot of that umbrella. Like, don't let nobody see this shit. And then you get my guy who not really involved with comedy. You steal a little piece of your ideas and put them on TV shows. And they water it down just enough for you to be like, was that my joke? Because I said that. But yeah, the beef is real because it's content that we cannot control. Once again, like I just told you that one joke, the IHOP. Nobody could argue with you about that joke, but like they wrote it because I'm telling you right now, I wrote the shit. So I'm claiming my joke, which I never did before with things like that because it becomes a stock. Stocks are jokes like black man, white man, Chinese man. But somebody had to think of that. I hate unoriginal people. I hate unoriginal. If you slip up a couple times with a joke or say something you thought you heard, I get that part. But I mean, just an unoriginal person. It's a hard game, man. It's a hard game because you got some niggas out here who brilliant like me. Then you got niggas out here, man, who's just, it's clown, and they call y'all both comedians, and that's what disturbs the Steven Seagal, John Claude Van Damme.
Who's that? You say he's like clown shit.
Look at you, right? Hey, it ain't nobody that can whoop me anyway. I just don't want to say the nigga's name. But sometimes that shit work for them. You know what I'm saying? Because how you gonna, as soon as you say something, you hate. Like, all that nigga do is this. Look, nigga, I wear a yellow suit, man. And you like, oh, goddamn. Nigga, or you'll tell a nigga, I've seen that before. But the world ain't seen it. Because comedy, you ain't on no more. You can do Richard Pryor a whole set somewhere, and somebody won't know you're doing a set. You use the voices different. Same thing with hip-hop. Nigga, if I go in a cypher right now and do Eric B. and Rakim words, but do it slow. If I do Follow the Leader, nigga, if I do Follow the Leader, but do it slow like I'm battling, nigga, half the niggas wouldn't even know what I'm talking about. And that's the problem. Ain't no more originality. That's why niggas out here, but ain't nobody beat nobody up in a while either, so it's cool.
I don't know if you're cool with my man Corey Holcomb or Alex Thomas. We had Alex Thomas on. I know Corey Holcomb blamed Alex Thomas for stealing jokes when then on him. Shit was funny, but Alex Thomas said that he was just an angry comedian. I don't know if you know either one of them from giving that perspective.
I know both of them.
Alright, so what's that you on more, man? Who?
Well, here go Alex, right? Years ago, man, Alex, my nigga, I got this on tape too. And this is one of the reasons we talk about what through summer. We was in St. Louis, I believe, and I was young, and Alex was going on after me. And I was like, nigga, you better not be going on after me. I don't know this. Me and him never sat and ate and talked, but I'm from a shit talking city, Chi-Town. So I'm like, nigga, you can't follow the fuck out of here, nigga. Weak ass jokes. I'm talking all kind of shit. I used to talk like that. I choose to treat comedy like rap, like sports. Like, nigga, I'm the best nigga. I'm going last because I'm better. On Martin's tour, Martin hosts, I go last. Like, behind Deion Strong, motherfucker, my big brother, Chicago. Michael Blackson, crazy ass, out there with that weird ass shit. Nigga dressed in a fucking light bulb, shiny suit. No matter how much them niggas rocking, I want to be last. I got something to prove. That's just how I treat it. It ain't that I don't think they're great comics. They're gonna do good shit. And I think Alex, when I talk to him like that, he gets it more than where Corey is. He just don't get, dog. That joke thieving ass nigga, dog. But if you learn how to understand Corey, once again, translate it, you won't take it as bad. You like, this nigga, he can't. If somebody can't affect you with your work, you wouldn't worry about him. If he can't fuck with your work, he can't fuck with your work. And Corey can't be angry. He's successful. He's always been a weird, mean nigga, though. Mean and angry is different. Like, he's not angry at abortion, but he said he'd take a bitch on a fucking field trip. Hey, this nigga Corey said, I don't say no names like I'm stitching, but it's jokes. He probably don't do no more, but some of the shit he would say, man.
Yeah, he was wild.
Like, I tell a bitch, wolf pussy and shit, like, nigga, that's just, that Corey is, man. But did Alex say Corey wasn't funny? Did he?
Did he say? I don't even think he really acknowledged him. He said that he really didn't know who he was. Called him an angry comedian. I don't know if we believe that too much, but
Don't nobody in that, man. Don't nobody in this fucking, that's like saying, nigga, Alex know exactly what he is. He cannot, what is it, J-Lo, Mariah Carey, that motherfucker. He can't, everybody know who Corey is, dog. He just probably wanted to get past it, but but see, that's my thing. Niggas talk shit about it, but nobody gonna not say I'm not funny. Nobody gonna not say I don't get the loudest situations. You can't say I'm not fly with it when I show up. And nobody gonna say shit that, I like that if Corey tweets something, I love people that say it to your face. That's all I'm saying. Corey said the same thing to Alex if he was over there. But He just said the same thing. Corey don't say shit. You know, if you see him and Alex took it wrong, he'll take it back. He'll talk about it. But me and Corey have been into it too. That's my big brother, man. We done had some arguments. And they took me behind the curtain, grabbed on my shirt, nigga. I'm like, let my light skin in this go, nigga.
Y'all from the same area? Because I know y'all both from Chicago.
Nah, I think Corey was west side.
Okay.
Wow.
Gotcha. When you think about comedy battles, you know, they got these hip hop battles, the R&B battles. Would you think that would be beneficial for the culture if comedians battled each other? I think a couple of guys did it. Kevin Hart was the guy's name. Avion.
I think they did it more like I like having a conversation with them, so it seemed like it seemed like we snuck in and what.
Which was a good fight. I thought it was going to be a great fight, but Holyfield started using his head in that fight. People didn't realize. I know we were at the heavyweight thing. Everybody was starting to fight Holyfield about that. Holmes and Rockman and Lewis. I thought, oh no. I'm the one that mentioned it because Holyfield, throughout his whole career, is saying he doesn't use his head. And I seen him on some workout channel. There's a big tire around the heavy bag. I'm like, who puts a tire around the heavy bag while they're punching it at head height? So I realized this when I started fighting Holyfield.
So what does that mean, Lennox? Why did he have the tire on the bag? To avoid his head hitting the bag or something? Like,
No. Well,
to practice it?
To practice it.
Really?
Yes.
So hold on, this is important. Because literally people, because they know I'm a big fan of Mike, and then I know him, they'll say, hey, you know, this is like the most like ignorant, regular thing to say. Why didn't Mike Tyson fight Evander Holyfield? I'll say, well, the short answer is headbutts, right?
And 100%, because people ask me the same question. Did you see Mike? I'm like, yeah. Well, did you see Holyfield headbutting? You know, that's not fair. And I could understand that because for a man that doesn't headbutt, you know, he'll do something else. So if you're gonna do something against the rules of boxing, then you gotta expect something back. And you know, that's what Mike did.
Do you not see a huge difference between headbutting and the bite? You see it all as just illegal tactics that one shouldn't use?
Yeah, well, 100%. And the only thing is, you know, somebody says, well, if you get hit low, or if you hit somebody low, you can do it one time, and because the referee's gonna warn you one time. But if you keep on doing it, then you're gonna get points taken away, and then you're gonna get disqualified. So you don't want to reach that point. So it's better just to get warned by the referee. So, you know, if you punch a guy in the balls and you get warned by the referee, it's an advantage for you because that guy's still feeling the punch in the balls, and you just got a warning for it, and that gives you that second to, you know, get over on the guy, get a couple more punches in. He's concerned he can't move around too much because he's got hurt nuts. So it's an advantage to point. When you bite somebody, you can't really get away with that.
I got away with the first one. This other guy, he's like, Holyfield complaining. This is his guy. This Holyfield guy, this referee. This guy is his guy. And he's like, hey, big head, you just go in the corner. Like Mill's like, just get your ass in the corner, will you? But he didn't see the first one.
So why'd you go for the second one?
Because I got away with the first one.
Lennox, when did you and Evander eventually get together?
As in the ring?
Yeah.
Some years ago.
And did you feel the headbutts too?
100%. It's like, dude, you know, why do you have to cheat? But I understood it because, you know, just like I explained, you can get away with it a couple times. And he actually got away with it. It upset me because, you know,
he's good.
The referee, I was telling the referee, yo, he's headbutting me. And it's keep on fighting. I'm like, there's no way you can stop in the middle of a fight and complain about that. And what Holyfield was great at, once he headbutted you, you start complaining. He'll throw a couple more punches.
Yo, he gets you good. Yeah. He's really good, though.
He's like, yeah.
I've seen that in year one.
He's really good, though.
Because you would wince from the headbutt, and then it's like boom, 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 and you get some quick ones in.
Yeah, so he mastered that, and you know, that's what he did. That's what Holyfield did. He won't admit it, but that's what he did.
Mike, where after your fight, and now just looking back, where do you put Lennox Lewis in the pantheon of fighters?
No doubt, you know. Listen, you know, Lennox has got a lot of slack from people over the years, but that's not really matter. The only thing that matters is what your peers think. You know, people tell me every day, you're the greatest fighter of all time. You're the greatest, you're the greatest, but that don't mean nothing to me. You know why? Because
these guys, they don't want to help you run the 20 miles, but they want to help you spend the 20 million.
Right.
And that's what you want somebody that suffered. You know, like, wow, you did it, brother.
So you're saying that the peers of Lennox,
Oh,
even though
need peers, don't even matter. Peers.
So
guys that fought him. Well, you ask the guys that fought him, ask them what they think about him. And that's the only thing that matters. I don't care what no announcer thinks about him. He never ran a day of his life unless it was to lose, to be on Jenny Craig or something. But other than that, nothing like that bothers me.
And Lennox, do you feel the same way? Because you did get flack from the public. They didn't necessarily appreciate you. You were an American. You didn't yell crazy things. You're a soft-spoken gentleman. So the people didn't always gravitate. Did you know though that the people like Mike and the colleagues thought you were the real deal? No pun intended.
This is what's interesting. Lennox was different. You go to Jamaica. You go to Trinidad, you go to the poorest parts of Jamaica. They speak perfect English. Queen's English. You go to some middle class neighborhoods in America, we got fucked. We don't speak well. It's just really horrible. And that takes them back because they have they're very English in their personality and their culture. They're very English.
Yes.
And for some reason, that bothers Americans.
Yeah, it doesn't translate always to
That bothers Americans. For some reason, I don't know why that bothers, especially minority Americans.
Yeah, you know,
Look at a minority and he looks so on top of his game. But man, please help. You've been kind enough to please patiently do this or not.
You know what I got a lot? Like, a lot of people said I was arrogant. I'm not arrogant. I'm just talking the way I normally talk.
It was all your voice. Man, I spend a lot of time in England these days, and it's all the voice. There's a lot of positives to the voice, right? It makes people sound classier who aren't classy.
Yeah.
And in America, though, it can work as a negative in that it makes you seem pretentious when it's simply the way you talk. Like Mike said,
Intellectually picking on me.
yeah, it's exactly, you're looking down on me because I sound like a stupid American. It's really our own insecurity,
Yeah,
you know? And, but ultimately, I mean, you really ended up being one of the great fighters of the last 50 years that we've seen in this division. I mean, the division, people always say, oh, since Mike, but really it's since you that this division hasn't recovered. It hasn't really gotten back to someone who people really care about, which I guess brings us to now. Do you think there's any hope for the heavyweight division moving forward? You guys and Evander are the last three who really mattered truly in this division.
Yeah, I mean, our era was the best era. You know, you could say we were the three kings in that sense. You know, we all had different styles. We all had our own fan base, and people just wanted to see us, you know, fight together. Anytime any one of us would fight, you know, there's always a big crowd. People love to see, you know, the different aspects of our fighting, the defense, the heart of Evander Holyfield, the different defenses he had, the fact that he wasn't a big man, but he was in a big man's game. He's always in great shape.
Had a big head, though. Very big. The head was big.
The head was big, man. I still got a couple scars from the head from Holyfield, so you can't say he didn't.
But can there be new guys like that? Do you see anyone out there who could fill any shoes?
You know, these guys, I say they're at the top tier, but they lack experience. They lack experience. They lack great coaching. You know, the great coaches and trainers are not around anymore. You know, Manny Stewart, unbelievable trainer. All these guys didn't really get a chance to meet the man, to really understand how this man is, how he was able to get the best out of his athletes, and what the other boxers needed.
Mike, did you know Emmanuel
Very well. From the amateur, before Lewis came to America in 82 and 83 Junior Olympics and all that, and he always had the guys like Purnell was going to be, and he always had those guys. Those are the guys that he was going to get for the pros. He would come around and he'd do his recruiting. That's what it basically.
Did Cuss and Manny have a relationship?
Cuss didn't have a relationship with anybody, but he knew everyone.
Right, of course. And everyone knew who he was. Yeah. But you just got to interact with them at different times.
The reason why Manny had such a successful team for so long in the 80s, Cuss would say, is because he had great fighters and they all boxed each other. Can you imagine Floyd being in the gym with one of the up-and-coming guys that he fought before, but he's a champion, like Marquez, and they're boxing every day. They kill each other every day. And in boxing, sparring, one day you're going to make a mistake. I don't care how good you are. You're going to make a mistake and get hit and hurt.
So you can develop people that much better if they're seeing that level of talent all the time.
Total competition makes them better. That's why you have to have a lot of fighters. And let them boxing. Now they don't let the top guys box each other. They're gonna get hurt, mess the fighter. That's how they get better. The best fighters have to fight the best fighters in the gym as well.
Me and Lennox had a good talk earlier about his fight with Vitaly Klitschko. Do you remember the Klitschko-Lewis fight well?
I remember it was a tough fight.
Yeah, that
Tough fight.
And when really the crowning, even though he lost, it was really the big night of Vitaly's career. It was the night when people said, "Oh, this guy's he can hang with the cream of the crop."
Yeah.
You said, of course, it was not your best night.
Listen, he had a lot of wars. He's been through a lot of wars. You know what I mean? And now he's fighting another guy that's. And this is what I want to explain about fighting. I don't know. Tell me this too. When I used to watch some champions, and you said, "Wow, I don't want to fight that guy." The guy's not the champion. Up and coming guy. Wow, that guy's a beast. That guy's a beast. Ooh. And then when he gets the title, your whole perspective changes because you want that belt. And that's probably what happened with him, with Lennox, Vitaly. You know, he's been going through all these fights. He had his reign, and now it's this guy that he's just focused on you. And he put all the energies, all the chemicals, anything, whatever. And I'm talking about emotional chemicals. I know fake chemicals. And it's everything. His whole orders just to beat this guy. And that's a lot of energy to overcome.
Yeah, no, definitely. He was the young guy. He definitely wanted the title. He prepared for me for 2 years. I didn't know, I'm sitting back. I'm at the top of the screen, top of the crop. He's basically, watching me because I'm the man at the top. He's preparing for me. And, I took a year off. Then I wanted to come back and box Kurt Johnson from Canada, a little smaller guy. Then HBO said, well, that fight got canceled, but we still got the date. Please take this fight. It's the cream, it's icing on your cake. It's an easy fight, so take the fight. So I'm like, oh, it's a date, I'm going to retire soon. So, okay, I'll take it. Wasn't prepared how I should have been. I wanted to actually take him at the end of the year, so have a warm-up fight first, but that didn't happen. So we went into the fight. This guy is 6'9". Didn't prepare for a 6'9" guy. I only had like a week.
What are you, 6'5"?
Yes.
Okay.
Weeks sparring with a 6'8" guy. And that was like about 6 rounds. That was it. So when I was in the fight, I had to adapt to this guy's size and his weight. When I heard him, he basically clumped on me. And it's like,
you were doing some moving too.
Yeah.
You got to avoid this tree from collapsing down.
Yeah, and he came out pretty fast. He came out like Frank Bruno. Remember when I fought Frank Bruno? I always said, Frank Bruno's too slow. Until you get in there with the guys, it's a different story.
And everybody says he'll have a chin, and I hit him, he hits me back. I said, oh,
Frank?
Yeah.
You guys, you fight tough fights with Frank.
The first one was, whoa.
Yeah, you put up a better, but that was one of the first times you ever really got challenged was Frank Bruno.
Yeah. So
another British guy who didn't get his proper.
He got more than his props. You crazy, Frank Bruno? Even though he's a hard time, he owns England.
Oh, really?
You know what I mean?
Big shot, big catch there to midfield. Big shot, big catch there to midfield. Bench trying to slam it in there, and it is Deontay Johnson.
This is Darling of England.
Yeah,
really? They love him over there, huh?
Yes.
Now.
Still, they love him.
Yeah.
Huh? Oh, that's awesome to hear.
Yeah, he's going through a couple problems, but I hope he gets better.
So guys, right now, where does it? I know you guys. Kiki told me that, obviously you have a good rapport because she's like, oh, we know them. I'll reach out. I think people would find it amusing right now that you guys have a nice relationship at this point. How did you guys just start to bump into each other over the years and build a better rapport ever since the fight?
Yeah, life went on, I guess, for me. Life went on, you sing, we talk. At first, you're probably a little apprehensive, then you grow in life, and other things happen, and disappointments in your life, and you just grow from everything happening in your life, and you just, at least I do.
Yeah.
I learned gratitude to appreciate this, and I know that you never know, we're closer to dying than we are to living. And so it's really good just to appreciate everything and not to have any crap going on.
You know what I realized? That each era, like the old era, Muhammad Ali era, those guys never really talked to each other. They were always at ends with each other. And, this era, the pugilistic era, Mike Tyson, Holyfield Tyson, we get along. We get along outside the ring because we realize, in the ring, it's a job. Outside the ring, we don't need to fight. Like Mike said, life does go on.
Yeah, I mean, let's face it, you guys had one pretty good night together. It was pretty good night for both of you.
Actually, 2 good nights.
Well, Lennox, thank you so much.
Okay, ladies, all right. Y'all look good. Did y'all get your steps?
Yes.
Y'all ready to get started?
Yes.
Let's go. Let's go.
5, 6, 7, 8.
Ain't gonna listen to. I'm gonna get to know better. But we just in the neighborhood bringing Christmas cheer. Jesus sent us to bring Christmas cheer, man. We don't want no problem.
Let's keep it to 2 steps. Okay.
All right, man. We don't want no problem, man. Y'all give enough.
Jingle bell, 5, 6, 7, 8. Jingle bell, jingle bell.
I don't do jingle bells. I don't even do Christmas, man. Get the hell out of my property. No, man, listen, man, we sorry we didn't come over here to be angry, but Jesus told us, okay, Jesus said to come by and put a smile on your face and a drink in place. Would you like it? Would you like that drink right there? Nah, man, I don't drink with nobody I don't know. What is it that you want us to do, man? We out here just giving our hard-earned time to sing these Christmas carols for people like you and all these people on the street. I didn't ask y'all to come here, first of all. Second of all, where y'all motherfuckers from, man? Doing all this coverage, man.
We're from the North Pole.
Yeah, man, we don't talk, yeah. Well, what part of the city that's from, man? I don't know nothing about the North Pole. This west side over here. This west side? Yeah. They have a west side?
We're the North side.
Oh, yeah, they had the ice caps, mountains, you know what I'm saying? Gingerbread houses, that's where we're from. You never been there? Oh, so y'all big homie. Yeah, I don't mess with Christmas because y'all big homie. Y'all big homie, what's his name? Sam, that nigga stay flamed up. Okay, the flame. Yeah, I didn't go to Burger King. We don't do flame, bro. Y'all do flame. We don't eat meat over here. We don't.
All due respect to what you said to do.
Yeah, so, listen. We don't want no problem, man. You know what I'm saying? We don't do the flame and all of that stuff, but these girls, they came, they look how beautiful they are. The hood elves, they are really good. And they came to treat you up, didn't they?
Yes, we did. We did. Definitely came to you. I know what you need. Ring me!
Hey, cut that out, bro. Y'all want to cheer me up? Let me get the third up, homie. Yeah. Wait a minute.
Let me get this third L, homie.
I got the Aflac insurance on now. I got to keep that one. But I tell you what we can do though. Everybody, you know what we can do for him? We can take a shot with him because he looks like he's thirsty. Yeah, we'll take this cup right there, and then we'll. I told you I drink alone. I don't drink nobody I don't know. No, we got your own. Not home. That's not your name. I'm sorry. I don't do it home. I got something special for you. Look at that.
All right, yeah.
Your own special shot, just for you, man. Listen.
Look at that.
Everybody ready to turn up the drain?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Jingle bell,
Jingle bell, jingle bell rock. Jingle bell.
hey, we showing and blowing with bushes of fire.
Hey, now the jingle hop has begun.
That's just for you.
Just for you.
Take that for Christmas, right?
Yeah, stop.
So he looks like he doesn't know what's going on with running. Hold up, nah, man. Hey.
I see, Gordon. What is happening? Oh my God! No! Oh my God! He hasn't been on Facebook in a while.
Just you.
Take that crib, right?
Yes, sir.
So he looks like he doesn't know what's going on with my nigga. Hold up, nah, man.
Just you.
Take that crib, right?
Yes, sir.
So he looks like he doesn't know what's going on with my nigga. Hold up, nah, man. You better keep your ass in his house. What is it? What is
Five, six, seven, eight.
I ain't gonna listen to, I'm gonna get to know.
Well,
I got you.
Five, six, seven, eight. Jingle bells.
he can't stop the. Ooh. Damn, man.